Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sergio Macedo, and I'm here with another message received at 2017, March 9. We are what we always have been. With the virtues we have gained and the vices we have eliminated or at least weakened. We are all here by the addition of the divine mercy. As always, we are a work in progress, picking up from where we left off. Like any construction that doesn't rise without sweat. However, to build something, we need to deconstruct what we left behind. Some of you might think of demolition with a powerful crane hurling the iron ball against a building. However, it's not possible to skip steps as the deconstruction process is slow. We have to remove each wall brick by brick, imagining what we have only a chisel and a small hammer. Each block represents a misguided conduct from the past, and life's circumstances point out which brick from which end of the wall we have the opportunity to remove. Placing the chisel and cutting the brick with the small hammer is the task that falls upon us. And why not destroy the wall and the bricks? Because that we have done, whatever it is a part of us. In truth, we are only who we are today because all of the mistakes we have made. Moreover, in life, nothing is lost, everything transforms, especially our mistakes. And what does this act of cutting the brick from the wall represent? It is, for example, being less selfish, thinking of others before oneself, not responding to a malicious comment about us, promptly forgiving the offense. To clarify a bit more, let's think that we all use the same brick we removed from the old wall to build a new, more modern structure that represents who we want to be today. We may face 1,000 difficulties, the most varied possible, but if we really want to confront them, we will give them the strength that we thought we didn't possess. And even if we can't completely avoid evil, we will have managed to mitigate it. When we talk about evolution, any achievement is our own significant because even seeming small, the virtue we develop or the vice we diminish might have been our companion for centuries in our past lives. We often focus our lives on results, a result of incessant society demands. But we forget that what really matters is the journey, what we live, what we learn, and ultimately whom we contribute to be happy in this journey. First, we should never compare ourselves to others, as each creature is unique and has a varied level of development in different aspects of life. Second, we must accept who we are and where we are today, understanding that everything we go through is the result of what we planted in the past. The unfolding of the law of cause and effect. For some others, named karma. Finally, but not less important, we must also understand that regardless of our situation, we can take control of our lives and contribute to the divine work. In this line of thinking, even in the face of 7 billion incarnated beings, right now almost 8, and many more disincarnated ones, 3 times as many, waiting for a spot down here for one life in Earth, we are unique, and our mission, whether small or large, is necessary to complete the gears of life on the planet. So, dear friends, don't mind the stones on the path. Instead of complaining, use them as a support to climb. I, as an indebted spirit, have something that always comforts my heart. The path upward is for everyone, depending only on the stones and the obstacles overcome. When I look with admiration at a superior spirit, I no longer see a semigod, but a brother who simply walked and worked much more than I did. Jesus, our elder brother, said that we could do as much or more than he did. Heaven or the happy worlds are not a privilege. There is no sponsorship advantage. There are only merits earned through much work in goodness. And do you want to know why are we not in this heaven? Why? Besides not deserving it, we wouldn't endure the workload in goodness. As many can imagine, being superior involves helping many tirelessly. No one there just plays the flute idly in a state of contemplation. One of the most important universal laws after love is the law of work. How can we help so many brothers if we still are prodigies in constantly needing assistance? Did you realize why the demolition and new construction are so slow? Because we are still timid in doing good, because we feel foolish and uncomfortable if someone sees us forgiven. As a society, residually demands our reaction, paying evil with evil instead of good. Let's be brave to do good without fanfare, but also without trying to hide, to avoid shame, just because our behavior is not yet in line with the average standard of society that still judges and labels us. Let's remember the only valid model, that of Christ, whose example of detachment and love can only be understood much later. As the saying goes, those who think ill of us and judge us don't pay our bills. Translating this into Spiritist morality, truly, no one can pay our debts. That are personal and non-transferable. Those mistakes, temporarily forgotten by us so that we make the most of this existence, of this incarnation. May we be prodigious in loving and helping, trying every day to apply a little more of Jesus' examples, because only we pay what we own. There is no proxy, agent, or representative who can do it for us. Let's clearly assume our responsibility. And if someone who disagrees with us distance themselves in the process, so be it. We can please everyone. Jesus exemplified this by driving the vendors out of the temple, and he didn't manage to please everyone. Let's also remember the chapter 15 of the Gospel according to Spiritism. You cannot serve God and MAMOM. And who was MAMOM? MAMOM was one of the gods worshipped by the Syrians in antiquity. He represented wealth. Therefore, his statues were cast in gold and silver. That's why Jesus said, no one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. Thinking about these words, it seems that Jesus had a horror of wealth and a great unwillingness toward the rich, which is not true. In proclaiming that one cannot serve God and wealth, the Master refers to the problem of the attachment. It is very characteristic of human tendencies that the individual, the more he earns, the more he desires to earn, and the more he becomes enthusiastic about wealth, the less sensitive he becomes to the misery of others. So, it complicates, because instead of using wealth to get closer to God, he moves away from God by serving wealth. This is very common. A lot of people who have much money, they can't serve God well. Not because of the money itself, but because their tendency. Although Jesus in this passage refers to wealth, we can also apply this teaching to the people in our relationships, because if we don't want to have double standards, we will inevitably displease someone by remaining firm in our moral convictions. Meditate on that. Best regards, the spiritual friend Daniel. Thank you a lot if you stayed with me until the end. Please subscribe to the channel and give it a like. Bye bye. Merry Christmas.